Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the homestead. Glad you made it. Glad you made it back. Well, if you remember, I left off the last one with removing a bunch of dirt out of the pond area, or deepening the pond area so the pond is deeper. Anyway, and then we deposited the dirt in a low spot over here. I'll show that to you. The only problem is this clay soil. So when you dig it out, it's just big, huge chunks of clay. So we've got it fairly leveled out, but what I'm going to do is get on the tractor, turn the blade or the bucket like this, and then slowly back up and try and chop them up into smaller pieces so that we can drive on it and make it flat. Anyway, that's the plan. Let's see if that works. Okay, well, it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't bad. It did break it up like I wanted it to. I'm going to go get some silicone lubricant and spray these controls. They're a little sticky. See if that helps a little bit. I'll be right back. I need to continue working on the pond and get the edges squared up a little bit more so it's a little more defined. I had them fairly defined, but then driving up and down, I made them all sloopy again. So let's see if I can get that done. There's some high spots I need to knock down, try and smooth it out as much as I can, and just keep going. Well, that's unfortunate. I forgot to hit the record button again. Dang it. I got to just leave the thing on the whole time and never turn it off again. Anyway, what you didn't see was a lot of work in there. It's looking a lot better. Then I started working right there on that berm that I'd beat down so badly. Kind of building it up and trying to make it a little stronger. Anyway, just give it a more defined edge. So we'll keep going on that. And hopefully I won't forget to turn it back on. Well, okay, I'm having a technology day and a half. What can I say? I just went in to do some work inside the cat house, and I realized that the microphone was dead. Couldn't see my face the whole time because there's not enough room where I was working, but you could see my hands and the saw and all that stuff. So let me see if I can take you through this real quick. Brenda wanted an entrance into the box underneath the bed that goes under the window because it's a big area. They've been able to squeeze through a crack for a long time, but now they've all gotten too big to do that. So she wanted me to cut a hole so they could go in and out. And she wanted it level with the bottom of the steps that are there. And so I measured on the bottom and then I checked on the inside to make sure that it was the same and the floor level was different. So I wound up drawing a line that I knew was above the beam that goes across the inside. That way I didn't try to cut through a beam. And drew the line even with the steps. I have no idea what it looks like with the floor. I don't care. It looks good with the steps. That's what matters. And I drew all 4 lines that I needed. And I took my little mini circular saw, and I cut out the hole. And it worked out really well. It was in between the beams on 3 sides. And it was a nice opening. It's about 1.5 inches above the bottom of this bottom step. Which is easy enough for them to get in and out of. It also makes it a little more difficult for the teeny tinies to get out. And since we have a new batch of teeny tinies, they may end up under there at some point. Who knows? It depends on what the mama cat's going to do. But that's what I did. Appreciate you watching it. And now, I mentioned earlier that I had a low spot. Now, I mentioned earlier that I had a low spot, probably with a dead microphone. I had said that I was all done with the tractoring for today. And because of that, and that's been stirring in my brain this whole time, I'm going to go back and see if I can fill in that low spot. And that way I'm done with that section, at least mostly, as a rough out anyway. So I'm going to go jump on the tractor. I'm going to see about filling that low spot and flattening it down and packing it down. And then I will probably call it a day. But until then, let's go play with the tractor. Well, okay. That's going to do it for me. I'm done for the day. We'll see you next time on the homestead. Appreciate you watching. God bless you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with friends, leave us a comment. Appreciate all you new subscribers. Keep up the good work. We might get good at this yet.